ask me what I do in winter when there is no baseball. I'll tell you what I do. I stare out the window and wait for spring.
We've got baseball for you from Guaranteed Rate Field on the south side of Chicago. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Seattle Mariners and the... Stepping into the box, D. Gordon. And we are set for baseball here this evening.
Center fielder number 9, D. Gordon.
The pitch. It's a swinging bunt up the line, but that one rolls foul. And guys, you take a look at the White Sox entering play here tonight. They have not been playing all that well, to put it charitably, as they come into this one losers of 7 straight games.
Yeah, I get it, Matty. The team's on a moderate losing streak right now. Can't be happy with the way they've played, but they have to find a way to relax a little bit. Everybody goes through these little stretches, these little valleys throughout the course of a long season. This team should right itself, and it needs to start today.
Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out. And here's a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Thoughts, Dan? Who stands out?
Well, you better keep an eye on Robinson Cano as this game moves along. He had over 90 RBIs last year. What a great season, but I think he could do even better. His goal this year, I think it's got to be 100 runs batted in. He's that kind of a hitter.
Gene Segura is in with 1 away now as he swings and misses here at strike 1. Not a bad night to bring the parka along. 54 degrees at game time. Swinging a soft liner, and this will be put away easily for the out.
Batting third, second baseman, Robinson Cano.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and set to stand in the fine second baseman Robinson Cano. First delivery to him on the way. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1.
Great job to be able to lay off that pitch right there. You could tell the minute it came out of his hand, his eyes lit up at the plate.
Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. Changeup in for a strike. And there are our umpires calling balls and strikes is Mr. Earl Hendricks.
Hey, you know, D-Row, the book kind of on Earl Hendricks is he likes one side of the plate or the other. Could it be where he sets up behind the catcher?
It could be, Dan, but as a hitter, that's all you look for. I'll give you a little bit off the outside edge if you're going to be consistent with it.
2 balls and a strike now. 2 out, nobody on. Hard hit to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So not much happening here in the top half of the first. Time for the White Sox to go to work. No score. Mike Leake is ready to go as he'll be on the mound for the Mariners. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, you can't always judge a pitcher by the numbers. I know the ERA is into the 4s coming into this start, but he's actually a pretty solid pitcher. And every once in a while, he can throw some decent games in there. It's not easy having an ERA under 4 in baseball. He's slightly over that, but this guy's a better pitcher than that ERA indicates.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And it's fouled away. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. This one's smoked the other way, high and deep to left. Nearly a big fly to start the inning instead of foul ball. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Legs churning. He's headed for second. And the White Sox get something going here. It's a leadoff double.
When you heard the crack of the bat, you just knew that was going to get down for an extra base hit. Great way to start an inning, that's for sure.
So digging in now, Avisail Garcia. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. First pitch is a sinker, too low, 1-0. Moncada leads off second with nobody out. Popped him up. Healy in foul ground. 1 away. A moment here from the south side to take a look at the Pale Hose starting lineup in this one. Anybody catch your eye, Dan?
Well, Matt, you know, the man hitting cleanup has had a rough go of it lately. For whatever reason, he's been absolutely atrocious at home. He's hitting under 200 in front of his home crowd, and I don't know how to explain it. Maybe he's just putting too much pressure on himself. I know this. These fans are really ready for him to break out here at home.
So here's the slugging first baseman Jose Abreu now. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. Grounded up the first baseline. Runner at second here with 1 man out. Ground ball right side. Healy brings it in, and he'll take this one to the bag for the out, but meanwhile the runner will move up 90 feet to third base.
Batting fourth, designated hitter, Matt Davidson.
Ready now for the White Sox, Matt Davidson. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And he takes a pitch right down the middle.
Pretty good pitch to hit there that he let go. I know it's early and they're probably wanting to run his pitch count up, but he may not get another pitch like that to swing at the rest of the game.
Into the corner and slicing foul. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. And he fouls this one off. Ready with another 0-2. And oh, that gets him on the mound. Great support from his infield, though, as that's the 3rd out. Weird way to end the inning. White Sox leave 1. We are still scoreless. Stepping in now is Mitch Haniger, and he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. First pitch on its way. Line drive to left. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out.
All right, guys, here's the defensive alignment for the Chicago White Sox. And let's focus our attention on first baseman Jose Abreu. We know the bat plays, the ability to drive the ball out opposite field, no problem. But I don't think people realize how soft this guy's hands are at first base, constantly bailing his other infielders out.
Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Takes a high fastball for a strike. That fastball was a lively one. You could hear the pop of the glove all the way up here.
Yeah, nothing better, huh, guys? I guess maybe the crack of the bat, but I'm not as partial to that as most people. He looks good and loose out there to start this one.
And he falls behind 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And he swings here and sends one in the air deep down the right field line. And that nearly broke our scoreless tie. Instead, it's a foul ball. Now a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the second.
That strikeout was all about setting the hitter up with hard stuff. You can see the first 3 pitches are coming in fast, and then he slows it down on the 4th pitch, knowing the hitter is sort of conditioned for the hard stuff. Yet another way to upset a hitter's timing.
Dan Vogelbach is next. As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Next up is the sneaky pop of Nicky Delmonico. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he'll just fight this one off as it's chopped foul. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Hit hard down the line, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike 2. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2.
Love the execution of that changeup, but hats off to the guy at the plate right now. That's a great take in this situation. Maybe bought himself a fastball.
High in the air down the right field line. Waiting on it is Henniger. He's got it 1 away.
All right, guys, here's Seattle's defensive alignment. And let's focus on Gene Segura. Very athletic shortstop, has one of the best arms in the position, is really coming into his own offensively as well.
Here's the catcher, Wellington Castillo. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A slider that just grabs the outside corner. The windup and the 0-1. And he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Castillo, who cleverly gets the nickname Beef. This is his first year at the big league level. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to first. And he'll step on first himself for the out.
Batting 7, the shortstop, Tim Anderson.
And that'll bring up the shortstop, Tim Anderson. It's been a rough go for him at the plate as he enters this one with a season average in the 230s. And a cut fastball in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
That pitch was right down the heart of the plate, but obviously this guy had made up his mind on the on-deck circle. He was taken all the way, and he was going to zone him up.
Just a bit jumpy that time. Swung on and missed. Bottom of the second here with no score. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Some of our nation's young minds and future leaders here in attendance. Yikes. 2 complete. Still scoreless here on the show. Next in at the plate is Ryan Healy. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the 3rd after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
First delivery to him on the way. And this ball's pretty well struck high and deep to left field. Nearly a big fly to start the inning instead of foul ball. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And that misses 1-1.
Yeah, that looked like a strike, but let me tell you, when you're staring at a big 0 in the hit column, getting a call like that to go your way can feel like a big victory.
The 1-1. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. The 1-2. Chopped weakly to the left. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the 3rd.
Batting 8, left fielder, Ichiro Suzuki.
Here's Ichiro now. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. Here's the first pitch to him. 4-1.
1-0.
Check swing, no swing, says the home plate umpire. Ball 2. Third inning, no score to this point. Drilled right back up the middle. That's a hit, the first of the game for the Mariners.
Well, D-Row, you have to love that if you're a hitter. You get ahead in the count 2-0. You get a fastball right down the middle, and he sure knew what to do with it.
Are you kidding me? You fight tooth and nail to get into count leverage. At bats, 2-0, 3-1, 1-0 to buy yourself that fastball middle cut, and he didn't miss it.
Standing in now, Mike Margima, as he takes a called strike on the black. It's 0-1. Here's the pitch. Looking at strike 2, a fastball that catches the inside corner.
The guy on the mound must have a different scouting report than we have right here. This looks like a beautiful situation for a double play right here, but he continues to pound up in the zone.
Cue shot here out towards short. Well, this is pulled in by the shortstop.
Center fielder, number 9, G. Gordon.
Ready for another chance? D. Gordon. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Line drive to center field. In there, a base hit.
Boy, something you don't see very often. You got a guy that can run at first base. Normally you'll see a hitter try to take a pitch or two, D-Row, to give that guy a chance to steal a bag.
You know, it's funny you say that, Dan, because coming up in those situations, you want to give the guy a chance, but you also realize that that guy wants to give his catcher a chance, so you're probably getting a piece of cheese.
Into the box, Gene Segura, as he'll swing and lift a fly ball to right center. Garcia has a read on it, and that ends the inning. Mariners leave a couple. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Digging in the switch hitter, Yolmer Sanchez. He'll start out the proceedings against Mike Leake as we get the inning underway.
Sanchez.
The windup and the 0-1. Fouled off. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's lifted the other way out to left. Suzuki is there, and that's the first out of the inning. And with that, let's take a moment to show you what's happening in the American League's Western Division. Up next for Chicago, Adam Engel. First pitch on its way. There's a strike.
He's looking really great on the bump right now. I mean, it's been a while since he's allowed a base runner, and he just jumped ahead of another hitter right there.
Now the 0-1. Tries to drop one down here, but he misses. Strike two. The pitch. Too high. 1-2. The 1-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Good fight to that sinker as he gets him to swing through it for out number 2.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
Next to bat will be the Cuban import, Yoan Moncada. As he'll swing at the first pitch and bang one into right center field. That's a base hit. He takes the turn and heads for second. Throw won't get him.
He's been making it look real easy out there. 2 at-bats, 2 doubles. They might want to think about pitching around him the next time he steps in, because he looks locked in for this one.
So here is Avisail Garcia, and now following the 2-out double, he's got a chance to drive in a run here. Here's the first pitch to him. Started that swing a bit too early. Leake pauses. Here's the 0-1. Heading out towards shallow right. On the run is Henniger. He can't get there, so the inning will continue. The run comes across to score, and they jump ahead 1-0.
Hey, this team's been in a pretty bad funk, D-Roll. They've had a difficult time scoring and winning any game, so to strike early, that RBI single right there is awfully big.
Yeah, and hopefully the pitcher's able to breathe a sigh of relief, Dan, like you say all the time. Give me some early runs and let me relax and attack the zone.
I've always said, D-Roll, you score me 6 runs, I'm going to win a lot of games.
Coming in is Henniger. He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. On now to the top of inning number 4. And the White Sox are out in front, 1-0. Back with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as it'll be Robbie Cano settling in to start out the inning. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0.
Wow, that was a decent breaking ball right there, but that's just a pitch that's a little easier to lay off of when you're opposite-handed, opposite bat. You could see the sweep of the ball coming right into you. That was a great take.
And that changeup makes him jump, a swing and a miss.
Boy, he juked him out of his shoes with that changeup. Stood almost no chance of doing anything with it, but it probably looked good coming in.
The 1-1 home. Here's a swing and a ground ball, but this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss at 1 in the dirt. Casilla recovers, and he makes the throw to first. Cano is retired, and there's 1 away.
The batter, right fielder.
Digging in for his second at-bat, Mitch Haniger hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. Soft liner towards center. That's his first base hit, making 1 for 2 now.
Dan, that can't bother you too much as a pitcher. Guy swinging first pitch.
Now, one of the things you want to do, D-Rose, you have to try to get ahead with the first pitch. You want to throw one of the first 2 pitches for strikes. Unfortunately, sometimes when you bring the ball in the strike zone, you're bound to give up some base hits, but hopefully he can minimize the damage here.
Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager. He'll send the first one he sees on the ground to second. To second for 1. Return throw is in time. How about that? They do turn 2, and it gets him out of the inning. 4 to 6 to 3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. Back with more Monday Night Baseball following this. Digging in to try it again, Matt Davidson comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame.
Matt Davidson.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Definitely had the distance, but it winds up a foul ball.
Hey, great swing right there. I know the ball's foul, but he absolutely laced that pitch right there. He's just got to stay back a little bit longer.
Behind 0-2 now. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And the slider stayed low, apparently, for a ball.
Pretty good discipline right there with 2 strikes. That's a tough sweeping slider. Not many guys lay off that pitch.
The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
Really good pitch right there. So you're moving the ball all around the strike zone, and then what do? You come in. That's a hard pitch for any hitter to do anything with. Just really makes it difficult to get that bat head out.
Next up is the sneaky pop of Nicky Delmonico, as he'll take a look at ball 1. So far 0 for 1 with a flyout. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Lifted the other way out to left center. Calling for it, Gordon. 2 down.
Now batting.
So with 2 gone here in the 4th, let's check out our pitch speed comparison for the 2 starters. And both guys have been coming with some low to mid 90s heat here. 96 versus 93 as the top 2 speeds thus far. Here's the catcher, Wellington Castillo. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. And that's in there for a strike.
This guy's been on cruise control as we head into the middle innings of this one. And one of the big factors why, how about 80% of his first pitches have been for strikes?
Behind 0-2 now. Both clubs with 3 hits in the ballgame. Line drive to center field. That gets down, and the inning continues. Good work in a pitcher's count to get on base and keep the inning alive.
There's a lot of moving parts in some guys' swings. It usually takes them a month or so to get it ironed out.
And that'll bring up the shortstop, Tim Anderson, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. Castillo leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. High in the air out to center field. Gordon moves over, and that ends the inning. A man left for the White Sox, but they're on top 1-0. Dan Vogelbach is next.
Leading off for Seattle, the designated hitter, Dan Vogelbach.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but this is foul for the first strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hit to first. Fielded by Abreu. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
Now batting, the first baseman, Ryan Healy.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Ryan Healy. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Pitch on the way. Slow roller left side. Sanchez barehanded. Hats off to that one.
Now batting, left fielder, Ichiro Suzuki.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and in steps the dangerous Ichiro. Here's the first pitch to him. And that one stayed too low, apparently.
I really like how he's getting ahead early in the count. He's pitching aggressively, and what that does, it holds the pitch count down.
Here's a weakly hit fly ball off to the left side, and that'll get down for a base hit.
Boy, so frustrating as a pitcher. You make a quality pitch on the inside half of the plate right there. Try to bust him in, D-Row, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player fighting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A knock's a knock.
Stepping in now, Mike Margima, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. A bouncer up the middle. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. Mariners leave 1. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Digging in now, Yomer Sanchez. He flew out in his last at bat. Here comes the first pitch. A called strike over the outside corner. And there's one well above the zone for a ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Now swing and a ground ball for the second baseman, Cano. Throw on to first by Cano, and there's the first out of the inning.
Now batting, center fielder, Adam Engel.
Striding in once again, Adam Engel. He's 0 for 1 thus far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. High in the air out towards shallow right. Waiting on it is Henniger. And he makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting, second baseman, Yoan Moncada.
Next to bat will be the Cuban import Yoan Moncada. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. First delivery to him on the way. Way out in front.
Well, he's done a great job on the hill throughout this game, and it's something to be proud of anytime you can pitch a good game in this ballpark, especially when it's not your home ballpark.
Good hard sinker swung on and missed. 0-2.
Hey, from an offensive standpoint, you better get it ready. This guy is not throwing a ton of pitches. He's confident in his stuff. He's pounding the zone. He's got 2 quick outs. You better pull the trigger.
And another foul ball. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. A swing and a miss at a sinker. The strikeout retires the side. Inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox, but they're up 1-0. Here's D. Gordon now. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Well, when you've only surrendered 1 hit to the top 3 guys in the order up to this point in the game, you know you're doing something right, Matt. You're spot on. Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
First offering on its way. And a fastball just below the knees, ball 1. Grounded to first. Taken in by Abreu, and he'll step on first himself for the out.
The batter, number 2, shortstop, Gene Segura.
Ready for another chance? Gene Segura. He's lined out and flied out in 2 plate appearances. First pitch coming. Here it is. Softly hit out to short. And an easy play out there as this is taken for the second out.
Now batting, second baseman, Robinson Cano.
2 gone now in the Mariners' 6th, and set to stand in the fine second baseman Robinson Cano. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Swinging a ball line down in the left field corner, but this will be foul. And he lays off for ball 1.
1-1.
No runs, 4 hits, and no errors in the game for the Mariners to this point. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, I appreciate the fact that he's making him throw a few pitches. Most of his teammates have been hacking at everything that comes their way.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hit down the line at first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Mariners. It remains. Digging in and looking for more, Avisail Garcia. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Back to work now is Leake as he jumps ahead of his leadoff man here. No balls and a strike. Now here's the pitch. Fouled away. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And strike 3 called as he gets a little help there. 1 away.
Well, no preferential treatment there. Sometimes we see great hitters have their calls go their way on close pitches, but not this time. I think that was actually a good take, but on 2 strikes, anything that close can go either way.
So here's the slugging first baseman Jose Abreu now. Line toward right center. And that's into the gap and should be extra bases. And he'll reach second now with 1 away.
And And this might be the kind of AB that gets him out of that slump. Smart hitting here, just going with the pitch, using the whole field instead of trying to do too much. The results speak for themselves.
Ready for another shot now, Matt Davidson. He started out the evening 0 for 2 so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Slapped hard the opposite way. And that'll split the gap as it should be extra bases. And the run is in to score from second. It's a 2-0 ball game. So much of this game is situational hitting, guys. Nice job there.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to pick your teammates up when you're given the chance. And he doesn't try to do too much right here. He just takes what's there. Safely on second, and his buddy is high-fiving teammates in the dugout.
Into the box now, Nicky Delmonico. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. No hits to this point. Late on that one as it's fouled off to the left side. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors so far for the White Sox.
No, that's out.
Outside, 2-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Delmonico now. Sent on the ground out to second, and that's the second out.
Up next for the White Sox, catcher, Wellington.
Digging in once again, Wellington Castillo. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit surprised to see the bullpen inactive right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, Matt. Even though he's pitching okay, I do think you have to look at what he's given you and realize he's probably approaching the end of his rope pretty soon. Last thing you want is for things to start to unravel and not have a guy ready that you can turn to.
Has a look, now the pitch. And this is fouled at the plate. Working to keep them in the game here. Back up the middle. And he will deliver one of the biggest at-bats of the night. It's a base hit. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run from third is in to score.
Hey, with that base hit right now, the lead's 3-0. And the way their pitcher's going, D-Row, that might hold up in this one.
Yeah, and you're well aware of it, Dan, as an offense, just trying to put those extra runs across the board. You can take a look at the guy on the slab, towing the slab. He's on fire right now.
Takes this the other way to right. And that's in there, base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now. Ready once again, Yomer Sanchez. And it seems like maybe they're starting to get to the guy on the mound a bit now.
Yeah, and that could be a sign that he's starting to wear down a little bit, Matt. The first thing to go when you're getting tired is usually your command. So even if you're throwing strikes, they might be a little bit more hittable than they were earlier in the game.
All right, something to keep an eye on if he remains in the game much longer. Leak pauses, looking for the strikeout here on 0-2. Line toward the gap in left center. That gets down, and the inning will continue. Hack on another here as the runner scores from second.
Well, there you go. Another hit surrendered, and I think he's just run into a wall out there on the mound. These batters aren't looking like they're getting fooled anymore.
Now the 0-1. Just missed with a breaking ball.
He's certainly giving up plenty of hits in this one, but the funny thing is he hasn't walked anyone yet. That tells me he's throwing strikes, but he's just not throwing enough quality strikes.
3 runs already home here. Won't go after the 2-1 sinker, and it's 3 balls and a strike now.
Well, this has been a good job to work the count from 0-1 to 3-1, and now he's really in the driver's seat to see a heater that he can do something with.
Tapper up the line, but it gets fouled. The 3-2 one more time, and awfully close there on 3-2, but take your base, says Earl Hendricks. It's ball 4.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
Back to the top of the White Sox lineup now, and stepping in, Yoan Moncada. He struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. Hit out towards second. Cano has it, and now a jump throw against his body. Throw to first in time, and the big inning is avoided as the side is retired. So they do get 3 that inning. That's the good news. The bad news is they leave 3 men on base. 7th inning coming up. It's striding in once again, Mitch Haniger. Last time through was a base hit.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally. Not a bad idea right there. Make this guy work and see if he can throw the ball over the plate. Throws the first pitch for a strike. They need to get some runners on base, and not a bad plan. Unfortunately, the pitcher came in with a strike on the first pitch.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
I think a big reason why he's been so effective in this one, that he's been just about getting ahead of every hitter. Seems like every one of them are 0-2, 1-2, and it's just about every at-bat. And when that's the case, your chances of getting a good pitch to hit are way worse.
The next 0-2. Ripped toward the gap in right. Around first, he's digging for second. And he will pull into second with a leadoff double.
Well, he was definitely struggling coming into this one, but I think we could say that cold streak is officially over. That's his second hit of the game, and it goes for extra bases. We'll see now if this game proves to be a huge turning point for him.
Digging in to try it again, Kyle Seager. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And that one stayed too low, apparently. Some action now in the White Sox bullpen. They'll stand up a lefty and a right-hander to throw. Haniger stands at second with no outs. That one's going to find the seats. Strike one. Off-speed pitch, and this one runs in and nearly gets him here. Grounded up the first baseline, and that's a fair ball as it's through into right field. The runner from second scores as they inch a bit closer.
Hey, there's still time left in this one, D-Row. With that base hit here in the 7th inning, they're still trailing, but at least they've got a fighting chance.
Yeah, hopefully this offense, Dan, finds its focus now from the 7th inning on after that RBI knock right there, and they put together a bunch of good ABs.
Dan Vogelbach is next as he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1.
One of the keys to pitching late in the game's first pitch strikes, and this guy's rolling along. So far, over 70% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
The 0-1 pitch. And he chased up and out of the zone, a swing and a miss.
Hey, if these guys are going to have any chance in this one, they're going to have to set their sights a little lower. You cannot expect to get the barrel of the bat to that baseball. That is entirely too high.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. On the ground to second base. This could be two. On to first, and that's the very last thing they needed at this point in the ball game, as there are quickly 2 away now. Next in at the plate is Ryan Healy. Third trip to the plate for him here tonight. 0 for 2 at this point. First delivery to him on the way. Takes this the other way to right, but a little unlucky there as it's hit right to him in right field for the final out of the inning. M's pick up a run on 2 hits. Stretched time here on the south side of Chicago. It's the White Sox 4 and the Mariners 1. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Avisail Garcia. He got called out on strikes his last time through. First pitch on its way. Just a bit high that time as he misses for a ball. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And this is going to find the crowd down the left field line. It's a ball and a strike. Here comes the pitch for Garcia. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. The 1-2. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Coming in is Haniger. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning. So one away, and that will bring in the dangerous Cuban slugger Jose Abreu. Hit hard on the ground to the right. A dive, but he can't get a glove on it. It's through for a base hit.
Hey, you got to respect the first baseman getting dirty right there, but that batter was able to shoot that right past him.
In now, Matt Davidson, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. We're in the 7th now. 4-1 our score to this point. Turned on down the line. And this will get by him at third. Down the line. It's a fair ball. And the throw from Ichiro is not going to get there in time as he's in safely at third.
He had him on the ropes right there. Count leverage, 2 strikes against the batter. He's going to have to put that in the memory bank because that guy made a nice 2-strike approach right there. Made a nice 2-strike adjustment.
Next up is the sneaky pop of Nicky Delmonico. 0-1 the count. He could really use a knock here. 0-for-3 in the game so far. Now the 0-1. Wouldn't bite on a good sinker that time that missed. The 1-1 pitch. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. A bouncer to the left side. Segura has it. Cano for 1. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Your basic 6-4-3 will get him out of danger. We're back with more on this Monday night after this. Aaron Bummer has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 39, Aaron Bummer.
Digging in now for the Mariners, Ichiro Suzuki. He steps in off a base hit in his last at-bat.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan, a bloop and a blast? They could certainly use that right now.
No balls and 1 strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Oh, and he's got him in the palm of his hand now. It's 0-2.
After that off-balance swing right there, you find yourself down 0-2 and wishing you were back on deck with the donut on your bat, visualizing hitting a home run.
Hit softly on the ground to first, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. There's a look at the final line for the White Sox starters. He was great all night long. Next for Seattle, Mike Margima. 0-for-2 for him to this point. First delivery to him on the way. And that one just missed outside.
1 ball, no strike.
Hey, let's not sugarcoat this. This is a huge half inning right here. They have to find a way to score a few runs. They do not want to face the closer needing 3 runs in the 9th. That means game over.
Line drive to center field. And that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1-for-3 game so far. Number 9 batter comes through that time as it'll now be up to the top of the order with 1 away.
Last pitch was a fastball. Tries to double up with the same piece of cheese, and it gets turned around. Nice piece of hitting.
Here's D. Gordon now. He swings and grounds it to short. And there's out number 2. But he'll put this in his pocket and be content with just the 1 out.
After fielding this one cleanly, you see he tries to take it himself at second base, but they just can't turn the double play.
Gene Segura standing in. And with men on base and 2 away, it feels like this at-bat could go a long way toward deciding this thing.
No doubt, Matt. A base hit here changes this game quite a bit. But if they can't score here, it looks pretty bleak for them heading into the last couple of innings.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. And that pitch catches the inside corner.
That was a classic 2-hole hitter move right there, giving his boy a chance to steal a bag. Got to be honest, in today's game, you don't see too many guys take that pitch.
Gordon is off at first with 2 away. He's running. Sent on the ground out to second. He'll whip this one to first in time, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Seattle. Here's the catcher, Wellington Castillo. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound.
Castillo.
1 Nicasio will come on in relief now as he'll make his 10th appearance of the season.
1 Nicasio.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And it's fouled away. Swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Just getting blown away so far. No reason to throw anything else to speed up his bat. Just stay right there.
And he struck him out. 4-1 our score as we give you a look there at the starter comparison to see how the numbers match up for the 2 starters. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Tim Anderson. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And he grooves the fastball there. This is hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. Gone! So a solo shot here to left center field. 4th home run here in the early going as they stretch the lead to 5-1.
Well, he turns on this thing and drives it out, extending the lead here to 4 in the bottom of the 8th. I wouldn't be surprised if that keeps the closer in the bullpen for now. No need to bring him in a non-save situation. Let him relax unless something happens at the top of the 9th that warrants getting him up.
It was a single for him in his last at-bat. The windup and the 0-1. And the changeup is way low that time. Now the 1-1 pitch. Popped high in the air. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the 2nd out.
Now batting, center fielder, Adam Engel.
Ready now for the White Sox, Adam Engel. It was a walk in his last trip. Here's the first pitch to him. And a whiff at a good slider that time. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. A dangerous changeup left high, but called for a strike.
Not too often you see a changeup come across at 88 miles an hour on the gun. Still effective when you're throwing a fastball in the high 90s, though.
Henniger is there, makes the catch, and the side is retired. White Sox able to add on thanks to the solo home run. Last chance coming up for the Mariners. It's now 5-1. Welcome back to Major League Baseball on the show. Great to have you with us from Chicago as the ninth is set to get underway. Coming to the plate now, Robinson Cano, and he's 0 in this one, batting out of a 3 spot. Cano waits on the first pitch. Ninth inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a cold strike. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Bouncer down the line. That goes foul. 2 strikes on him now. And that's a swinging strike 3 in the dirt. Casilla gathers. The throw down to first. 1 away.
Good job of getting him to chase the ball in the dirt right there. Hey, also credit the catcher for keeping it close and finishing it off with a good throw to first. That's harder than it looks, but big league catchers make it look easy sometimes.
Hit on the ground out to short. Anderson brings it in. Throw on to first, and the Mariners are now down to their final out. Stepping in, Kyle Seager, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth. Hit hard up the middle. That gets through, and he'll reach base again on his second base hit of the game. So the top of the ninth keeps it rolling as he comes through with 2 away.
Up next for Seattle, designated hitter, Dan Vogelbach.
In now the Mariners DH, Dan Vogelbach. He was a double play victim last time around. He's set. Here it comes. Fastball, and he swings through it to fall behind.
I'm surprised we're seeing so many late swings on fastballs. If there's one rule of thumb in the game, get to the heater.
0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit slowly back to the mound. Throw on to first will take care of him, and the White Sox have finally found their way back into the win column as this ball game is over.
Well, just an excellent job right here closing this one out. He just collected the first save of his career. Got to start somewhere.
Tonight's game comes to an end. 5-1 the final score. Chicago led this game from the third inning on and never wavered. Carson Fulmer earns his first win of the season. Mike Lee takes the loss despite working 7 strong innings. Aaron Bummer works 2 full innings in relief to record the save, his first of the year. So that just about does it. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way on over to theshownation.com.
Final line score tonight. First for the Detroit White Sox, 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors, left 8 men on base. For the Mariners, 1 run, 8 hits, no errors, they left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 47 minutes. A reminder that extra CTA Red Line strength will be available at the Sox 35th Street Station, and that Tate's Go-Go Sox Express buses are available outside of guaranteed rate.